was in a race against the rain this morning and the rain beat me. So back in the summer I was sent a tent to review. This tent, the Unigear Space Dome 2 tent. 2 persons, 4 seasons. A decent tent on all accounts apart from one which I wasn't able to test, seeing as we had a massive drought and a lack of rain. I was not able to perform a rain test on the Space Dome 2 tent. Today, that's a different story. So the first problem we encounter is not just a problem for this tent alone, there's many like it. We need to assemble the inner tent first, the inner tent being made up primarily of mesh, which is of course lacking the waterproof capabilities that the fly sheet has, or I hope has. So first things first, to keep this waterproof test fair, we're going to have to fly a tarp over our pitch to avoid the inner tent from getting wet. Definitely think tent manufacturers need to start moving towards giving you the ability to set up the fly sheet first, because setting up the inner tent first in these conditions always becomes a little old-fashioned. Now with the Space Dome 2 tent setup, let's talk specs, waterproof specifications specifically. So for the tent floor we're looking at a hydrostatic head of 3000mm DWR treated. For the fly sheet, 1500mm DWR treated. So for a 4-season tent, 1500mm is certainly not a lot, especially when we have rain all day like we do today. In regards to 1500mm hydrostatic head rating and at least 24 hours of 90% precipitation, in my mind it's not if it fails but when it fails. But you never know, it may surprise me. So we removed the tarp from over the Space Dome 2 tent at exactly midday, with rain scheduled for the next 24 hours constantly. The rain test will be complete at midday tomorrow, unless of course it fails in the meantime. So while we're here we'll hang around, check on it over the next few hours. Not out here for an overnight tonight, just got over a case of the norovirus, and as if having a norovirus wasn't bad enough, I had a kebab before I threw up. So that was hard work. Then naturally after you throw up you need a drink. Drinking water and I'm throwing that right back up. It was a rough night. The whole family has had it now, and at least it's happened before Christmas. My baby boy got it first, then my partner, then me. But you always have to find humour in it, as my baby boy did, laughing away at his mother being sick. A little too much information? Maybe. But there you go. Time is now 2:30 p.m. 2.5 hours of solid rainfall on a Unigear Space Dome 210. So let's go take a look at the damage, if there is any damage. Obviously need to be aware that I'm wet, so any droplets that I may find in there could have come from me, but they should be pretty obvious to spot. So just opening the door to the vestibule right here, there are some drops, pretty significant drops, and they are not from me. So we got water build up right in the corner, and we got a bit of puddling by the door. So you can see the drops, but I can't exactly identify where it's coming from right now. It's only 2.5 hours in. Another hour has passed, time is now 3:30, a total of 3.5 hours that the Space Dome 2 has met the rain. Let's have another check before we get out of here for the night. So definitely have some issues coming from this corner here. The puddle remains next to this door, and we're also gathering water in the far corner there. See that moisture reflecting the light? You saw that drop there, and that's where it's coming through the door, puddling down there. So really the tent has already failed, but I'm not going to call it off just yet. I'm going to leave it out overnight and see what we're looking at in the morning. Good morning, my friends. What a wonderful morning it is back in the woods. Time is now 10:30 a.m. It stopped raining around 10 a.m. so the Unigear Space Dome 210 has been subjected to the rain for the past 22 hours. So let's go see what the damage is. So the 3,000mm hydrostatic head floor is wet. All four corners have breached and there is a puddle at one of the doors. So obviously the issues came from the seams. I don't believe any water penetrated through the fly sheet material itself. The fly sheet held up pretty well considering that 1500mm hydrostatic head. However, the floor with its 3000mm hydrostatic head, total fail. Moisture penetrated through the floor, and that's without any weight on it, and we have puddling in all four corners, quite significant in one area. So now I have to correct myself. The Space Dome 210 is 3 seasons, not 4 seasons, for what that's worth. But from a practicality standpoint, the area in which we live could be classified as a kind of 3-season state, because we don't really get real winters. We have relatively mild winters, apart from the last couple of weeks where it's just been like freak nature events where it's been going below zero. We don't have snowstorms or severe winters whatsoever. But then again, what I'm saying is somewhat obsolete because it rains during the summer. Same result would have occurred, it would have leaked.